everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading for February of 2021. I hope your year so far has gone pretty good for you, and that February will have some wonderful energies for you as well. Now, we do have 3 piles to choose from here. I'm also going to pre-pick our charms for the reading. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. While I'm picking these, I would just like to shout out to everybody who is subscribed to the channel and who has shared the channel with their friends and family, give me thumbs up on my videos, and left me comments in the comment section. All of those things are very important to the channel to help us grow through YouTube, and I very much appreciate that, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. Also, if you'd like, it'd be great if you could check out another channel on YouTube. I kind of been wanting to give shout outs to other channels as we've been going along. And there's one out there called Northern Spirit Readings, and there will be a link in the description for those, for that channel as well. They're kind of new. She's not got a lot of subscribers. She's kind of like us. She's still relatively growing and all that. So if you'd like to give a chance for that channel as well, that would be great. Okay, so we've picked our charms for the different piles, and we have our 3 different piles. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And since February has Valentine's Day in it, I thought it might be nice to pick teacups that have wonderful roses, kind of for romance and kind of just nice little feelings there. So pile 1 has this wonderful ring of different colored roses there. Pile 2 has wonderful soft pink roses. And then pile 3 has a ring of pink roses with gold leaves with that. Okay, so there's our different piles that you can choose from here. And we'll also be shuffling on camera. We're going to do our romance angels and pick a few cards for romance as well. We also are going to be doing our oracle spheres, where you can be asking a yes or no type of question where you can get an answer to that. And we're going to do our lucky numbers as well for February. We've been doing those in our rune readings, but I want to go ahead and do them for this reading as well. Okay, we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on these piles, and when you're ready to go to your specific reading, there'll be links in the description with the timestamps to go directly to your reading. All right, we're going to see you directly there. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the blue with the different colored roses on it, we're going to set that aside. We're going to go ahead and put our tarot cards aside for a moment, and we're going to do our charms first. And we'll see what energies we have going for February of 2021. All right. We have a couple letters here. We have a G-O. I like that. Go. I like that. That to me, that means, you know, it might be time to get a move on, go places, do things, you know, move forward in something, plant something. We do have the acorns here, which is kind of a new start, a new beginning. Anything that you start in February might, you know, be really good, have good, strong foundations to them and grow into something very strong with the acorns there. We do have, this is kind of nice for February, we do have the love arrow heart, so maybe some new romances might get started. We have the follow your heart, which could be for anything that you would like to start, but also possibly for romance as well. We do have the mermaid and the beautiful. And so I like that, you know, things should be very beautiful in February for you. And also transformations might be in the works as well. Like you might feel beautiful for the first time in a long time, or maybe you might have a new love come into your life, which we'll be pulling some romance cards here in a little bit. But maybe a new love might come into your life and maybe make you feel more beautiful and more that. We also have the sun and the moon energy, which I always like that energy because it's kind of the coming together. It's the balanced energy between our heart and our feelings and our love, and then also our worldly things and what we do kind of worldly. So I really like that balance there. Also, with both of them coming forward, that's a very strong energy of, things should feel good for us emotionally as well as maybe, spiritually too. And also with things going on in our life, dealing with, just earthly matters. We also have the moon with the star here as well. And for me, that means things might be kind of emotional for you in February. With the moon and the sun, and then this moon here, I think things might be kind of emotional for you. You might have some very emotional things happen for you this month, and we'll get some more answers with the tarot cards as well. So I really kind of like that. Okay. Also, we had the bow here, which I think just kind of goes along with the beautiful and the transformation. I do think something's going to make you feel very beautiful this month and make you feel better than you have for a while. I just kind of get that energy going on there. All right, so let's get just kind of our general energies for the month, and then we'll pull our romance cards as well. All right, we have Ecclesiastic. Okay. Spiritually, your journey might be very important this month as well. Let's see if we can pull that forward just a little bit so you can see that. I really kind of get that your spiritual journey might be something kind of important. That might be the emotional thing that we were talking about. Also, with the moon energy, you might just connect with spirit a little bit better in February and be pulling more forward there. Let's see what other tarot energies we've got going that might tell us some more. I'm going to move this over here out of the way so we've got it. All right, we have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Chariot. We have the Queen of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. The Hierophant. The High Priestess. And we definitely have some spiritual energies going. Move this over here. We're going to be seeing a little bit better. We have such little room. It's hard to put a lot of cards out sometimes. Okay. And for some reason, there's always a bump right there. All right, we also have the Four of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, before I get into your romance cards that we're going to pull here, I definitely see some spiritual growth happening during the month of February. I really feel like you might be getting more knowledge about spirit or connecting with spirit a little bit more, maybe learning some things going along with that. We do have the High Priestess and the Hierophant card, and I think both of those kind of deal with that. And then we also have the Ecclesiastic. I also feel like you might be dealing a little bit with tradition, maybe with trying to think of how I want to put it. Basically dealing with people in your life that might be focused on tradition for you, learning traditions in your family, because also the Four of Swords kind of showed that to me as well. Also maybe breaking with traditions a little bit in your family as well. But the Four of Swords is usually kind of a rest, relaxation, recuperation type of energy. But in this particular reading, I kind of saw it as dealing with tradition a lot. Because we also had the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of a miserly energy. But once again, I kind of see this as being somebody who is holding on to things kind of tightly, holding on. And that's kind of where I get the tradition ideas. And I feel like there is somebody in your life, or maybe you have been holding on to tradition a lot, and holding on to traditional values, traditional ideas, and that might be a time to move forward with that now. That you might be actually starting to break with that tradition a little bit, or that you're going to move more towards that. If you have been breaking away from it, you might find yourself moving more towards traditional values, traditional ideas, things that maybe had been something traditional in your life. Maybe it was a specific religion that you were going for, or things in your life should be ran a certain way. So either you're going to be breaking away from those things or moving towards them. So it really just kind of depends on your own specific circumstances and kind of how you feel with that. So if you felt a need to kind of break away from tradition a little bit, that's kind of the feeling I've kind of gotten there, where you might be studying your like I said, your particular emotions, your particular grip with spirit, your particular how you feel with spirit and about the universe, or that you were going away from that for quite a while, and now you feel the need to latch on to that again and latch on to those traditions. I do feel like you are going to be going on a journey during February. We had the words go earlier, the G and the O, and we've got the Chariot as well. And we also have the Knight of Swords, which is definitely somebody ready to go out there and charge and do that kind of thing. The Knight of Swords particularly is very daring. He's ambitious. He's focused. And I feel like you might have that energy going on. Also with the Four of Swords, that kind of showed that as well, that you might have some focused energy going on this month. But it's also a good month, I think, to maybe start some new projects, go on some new adventures. If there's a business project you've been wanting to do, I think February is a good month to start that. I think that you might, like I said earlier with the acorn, I feel like you might get some good foundations, and it might be a good time to do that. We do have the Ace of Pentacles, which is also new beginnings and new starts. And so I do feel like starting new projects, new things in February would be very good for you. And I do think that that is something go on. We also do have the Two of Pentacles, which I think might show kind of a juggling energy of dealing with your heart and your heartly desires, what you would like, and also your earthly desires as well. I do feel like you are going to be juggling a little bit of that in February. We had the Sun and the Moon, which kind of showed that as well earlier. So I do think that that is something you are going to be juggling. You're going to be just juggling a little bit between what your heart and what your head and what your earthly desires, what you'd like here on earth, but also what you think you should have maybe spiritually or other ways. You're going to kind of be working with both of those this month. The Chariot with the dark and the light horse kind of shows that too. I just feel like that's just something you're going to be dealing with during the month, is kind of juggling both of those desires a little bit going on. What you would like, your heart is telling you one thing, and your earthly desires might be telling you another, and you might, and that's kind of the energy I got a little bit with the Ecclesiastic and the High Priestess, or the High Priestess and the Hierophant, is you're going to be juggling kind of that divine masculine and divine feminine energies, as well as our earthly traditions and earthly things going on here, but also your spiritual journey. Thinking you're just going to be juggling those kind of things. You're going to be going kind of back and forth and kind of working your way through those in the month of February. Let's go ahead and pull some romance cards and see if there's anything specifically romantically that might pertain to the month. Okay, we got make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And then also this one, I felt the energy to pull too, so we're going to go ahead and pull that one. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Well, that's interesting here with the ecclesiastic card we had, where we're talking about traditions and holding on to things and kind of control issues. When I think of traditions and um, conformity and all of that, I think of things being in control. We just had a card drop here. Let's see. Okay, and that's interesting. Okay, because we do have the same thing. We have the control issue here as well with the King of Wands. That's another control kind of energy. Um, so that's interesting how you've got to worry a little bit about people kind of trying to control things, kind of control your life a little bit in love and trying to do stuff, but also how we had the making the effort, following your heart, letting your, things guide you, which, we had that message earlier in the charms, follow your heart, and that's really important. So don't let conformity and wanting to conform to what society tells you should happen or what tradition has told you you should do. Don't let that dictate what you truly want in your love life or in your heart. If you feel a certain way, if you feel like you should follow a certain path, then definitely go there. Don't let these issues of following tradition or people in your life that's above you or that have told you all your life things should be this way or that way. Don't let that dictate what you should do. You should definitely follow your heart in the matter, okay? So breaking away from tradition might be the really important thing for you this year. So I get the feeling that maybe some of you guys might be falling in love with somebody that maybe your society or your particular group of people would not approve of for whatever reason. Either they have a different religion than you, they might have other issues that, they might be from a different community, a different background. There might be other things there somehow or another. There might be something that maybe your particular authoritative group might be against it for whatever reason. This is great. I love this going forward here because we have the wonderful judgment card here, and it's great because I feel like you might feel like you're being judged, but also I think your love life especially. I do feel like this has to do with your love life since I was pulling romance cards specifically. But I feel like something might be keeping you apart from the person that you're wanting to be with. You can almost kind of see it here where they're kind of going towards each other here a little bit. And I feel like you might be a little concerned about that. That there might be, judgment and everything. So we also have the sun here too. And so I do feel like, that sun energy, once again, is that authoritative energy where you might be worried about, authoritarians, kind of stopping you. But I do feel like you should go ahead and go on with whatever your heart is telling you to do. All right, let's go ahead and get our Oracle Sphere messages. Basically, I'm going to kind of move these tarot cards out of the way a little bit to do this so that you can see what you're going on here. Okay. All right, we have Oracle Sphere question, and basically what that is you ask a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to, and it can pertain to your month or anything that you've been wanting an answer to recently or whatever. And we have 4 different stands that you can choose from here. We have green, number 1 green, number 2 gold, number 3 blue, and number 4 red. and whichever stand you would like your answer to appear on, then that will help you get your answer to your question. All right, so let's do that first. So we've got number 1, green, which is a maybe. Number 2, gold, is a probable. Number 3, blue, is a very likely. And number 4, red, is a not likely. All right, so we have a number 1, green, maybe. Number 2, gold, probable. Number 3, blue, very likely. And number 4, red, not likely. All right, so now let's get our angel lucky numbers for the month. And basically, we have 5 different numbers I'm going to choose from here. And these could, they go from 1 to 55. So they could be angel numbers where they're trying to communicate with you. They could be your lucky numbers. They could be specific dates in the month that might be of specific significance to you. So you're going to have to follow your heart on this one and how it goes. Now, in our rune readings that we do every week, in the description of one of those is a listing of all of the numbers with specific keywords and key phrases, so you can look them up that way if there's a particular number that you're drawn to or a particular stand before I pull the numbers and then a number comes up and you'd like to find out more about that number. Also, you can go out on the internet or YouTube and you can find out the meanings of specific numbers as well, in case the universe is trying to communicate to you with numbers in any specific way. Sometimes that happens. All right, so our numbers that we have is 55. That's kind of a powerful number in of itself. Repeating numbers. Number 1, green, is 55. Number 2, turn these where you can see them. Gold is 41. And if you'd like to, if you think it might mean specific dates, the 5th of the month might be important, or the 14th if you want to turn this around, or the 4th of the month. So that can be another way to do them as well if they're high numbers like that. Okay, number 20. So the 20th of the month might be important, or a specific number. 22. And 17. Okay, so like I said, those might be specific dates. They might be angel numbers trying to talk to you. I do find it interesting that we had a couple of repeating numbers. These are powerful numbers. These mean specifically in of themselves. 5s kind of mean change, and so 55 is almost, double that in a lot of ways. And then also 22 is kind of a master builder number. So I think building something this month is important for you guys too. Just kind of what I kind of got from the numbers just right off the top of my head there. So also, like I said, if there's any specific numbers that called out to you or that you thought might be speaking to you, look up what those numbers mean specifically, or all 5, because it might be the universe trying to talk to you specifically. All right, guys, that's what we have for pile 1 today. I hope you had some important messages come through. Please give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your friends and family. Leave me comments in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Remember, all those things are very useful and very helpful to us, and we very much appreciate it. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings that might be of interest to you. We have our rune readings that we've just started, that we do the angel numbers in those, and we also have our oracle spheres and our charms that we do in some of our readings. So all of that might be of interest to you, so check those out as well. We look forward to seeing you in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose this wonderful white teacup with the pink roses on it. And we're going to set your tarot cards aside for a moment. We're going to go ahead and do your charms first. Then we also will be pulling some romance cards here a little later as well. We also are going to pull our oracle spheres, where you can be asking a yes or no type of question and get an answer to that. And we also are going to do our angel numbers for this reading as well, which might tell you some important dates or some other numbers that might be important for the month. All right, so let's do our charms first. And this is just your general energies for the month of February, or things that you might be dealing with, or things that uh, might be going on for the month. All right, let's see. Oh, that's interesting. The hammer was inside that letter. All right, we have a few letters here. Let's look at those first. We have a C, E, and an L. So I think of cell when I think of that. So I'm not sure what that might mean. We might have to look at some other things to get a meaning out of that. Also, these could be initials. They could spell specific words for you, or you might get specific words from them when you see these particular letters. But like I said, I got cell out of it. And when I think of cell, I think of a couple of different things. First, the first kind of cell I thought of was a DNA type of cell, or we're dealing with that kind of stuff. So we'll see. Maybe that has to do with anything. There's also, of course, a cell where you're imprisoned and, stuck in something there as well. So I'm not sure what that might mean. So let's see what other things we have going on here first before we get an idea of that. We have the money bag symbol, which is always a very nice lucky symbol. It might mean some unexpected money might come your way this month, or at least things might be very profitable for you. Or things are just going to go along quite well as far as that goes. We have a couple of other indications of that as well, with the dragonfly, with the luxury shoe here, the fancy shoe, and the summertime shell. Those all denote to me some nice, happy, fancy things, and special things coming your way, and prosperity, and that kind of thing. So I think some good things might be coming your way this month, as far as things should be fairly prosperous for you. You might even be able to have a couple of luxuries this month that maybe you haven't been able to have recently. Maybe go out to eat, or buy yourself a nice fancy outfit, or some new clothes, or something you haven't had in a while. Some things like that I think might be in the offing for you this February. We do have the bear paw, which is kind of a strength kind of energy, and we also have the hammer. To me, whenever the hammer and other things like that showed up, it usually shows building of something, or in this case, it's kind of weird. I think of hammering things down, like if a nail is sticking up, and you're using force to put things in place where they need to go. And with the bear claw too, I kind of see that you might actually be utilizing your strength this month, and your force to be able to get the things that you want, or be able to do the things that you want to do. We also have some harmony going on here with the music. We also have a little bit of creativity going on here as well, with the Mickey hands and with the music thing. So your creativity might be something that you tap into this month. We'll see if the tarot cards kind of play that out a little bit more too as well. We do have the Six of Wands, which to me can kind of denote a little bit of that energy I was talking about building things, or yeah, kind of that whole. It's interesting. The Wands cards a lot of times deals with our impulsive nature and our impulsiveness, and it's kind of it's the fire energy. It's but it's also our creative energies as well, and so to me, kind of this whole building of something creative, or some creative ideas, but also strength involved in it. So I'm not sure why the strength keeps coming through here. We might get some more answers with the tarot cards here, or maybe that will resonate with you guys. Also, I kind of feel like the breaking out of prison, where the cell thing come in. You might feel like you're breaking out of the prison you've been in for a while. You might feel like you've been able to move forward with your life finally, or get on, or come up with creative solutions to kind of break you out of the mundane, and out of just kind of the things that have kind of held you back a little bit, or kind of kept you in kind of a perpetual state. I kind of feel like, utilizing your strength for that this month might be something that you're going to want to do. So let's see what our tarot cards kind of play out with that too as well, because I do think we've got some other stuff. We do have the Lover energy, which is a kind of nice energy, and we do have some other cards we'll be pulling along with that as well. So that's kind of nice. That kind of goes along with the harmony thing I was seeing. I just kind of picture the two kind of going together. So maybe a new romance might be in the offing for some of you guys this year or this month. So we'll take a look at that as well. We do have the King of Swords and the Justice card and the Five of Wands and the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the Chariot. We have the Emperor, the Star card, and the Two of Swords. Interesting. Okay. Well, this is kind of interesting. Along with the strength that we were talking about earlier, we have the Five of Wands, which you notice how this particular Five of Wands, they're showing their strength. They're hand wrestling. They're fighting. It's another Wands energy as well, which is another fiery, passionate energy. So I find that interesting that the strength keeps coming up. I think you're going to need to utilize your strength, maybe physical strength, but I think more just emotional and spiritual strength. I think is more coming through here, but I think you might need to utilize your strength this month a little bit to kind of get you through some of the stuff that's going on. We do have the Two of Swords as well, which is a lot of times things being clouded or needing to make a decision. And we also have the Justice card, which is another balanced energy, but it's also I could think of a decision needing to come forward with a particular justice as well. Like you need to decide which way you want things to balance, which way you want things to go. And I think that might have something to do with the strength that we were talking about. I think this is going to take strength. We do have the Chariot card, which means you can move forward. You can break out of this cell, this prison that we were talking about earlier. You can break out of that, but it's going to take some strength to do so. Okay, that's kind of where the whole reading is kind of leading me here. Is that you're going to need some strength to move forward and go forward here. You do have the Chariot, so you can move forward. We do have the King of Swords, which is the ultimate in strength. It could be somebody holding you down, and somebody that has power over you and being kind of strict, but also it could just mean that you can take on this King of Swords energy of somebody that's got authority, discipline, they're very serious or strict, they've got that. And so I think of the strength, as being kind of there with the King of Swords as well. So I think you have the strength that you need this month to go forward. And there could be somebody holding you down. And that's why you need the strength to go forward. It is possible. Or that you've been in this stalemate kind of energy, because the Five of Wands this particular Five of Wands is almost showing a stalemate. One isn't really winning over the other. And we have the Two of Swords, which is also almost a stalemate energy, or not going one way or the other. So you could be in a kind of a stalemate energy where you haven't really moved forward, you haven't really moved on. But I do feel like the energy for the month is to break free of that, is to move forward from that. You do have this Emperor energy here as well, which is, emperors are very benevolent, and they do care a lot about you and a lot about their kingdom. They're the Four energy, which deals very much with your home, your homeland, your home life. Maybe you guys have been stuck at home quite a bit, and so maybe that's kind of the cell that you kind of want to break free from. And I get that, and I understand that, and I think that you can do that this month. Just be, a little cautious of that. as well. We do have the star energy, which is a wonderful, it's interesting with the Emperor and the star both, because, the Emperor is kind of that down to earth, earthly strong energy. And then we've got the star, which is kind of the more ethereal energy, the more upper level energy. We also have the Seven of Pentacles. I think I said it was the Queen earlier. I'm sorry, I'm not sure why I did that. I just guess I felt like you needed to have a queen in your life somewhere here. But the Seven of Pentacles energy is also that energy of sevens, or a change, a spiritual change sometimes, or, a moving forward. It's also kind of, with the Pentacles energy, it's also kind of the reaping what you've sown energy. And the Nine of Wands also has that energy involved with it as well, because the nines are almost at the completion energy of the 10, but it's kind of also that, the Seven of Wands is that kind of that protective energy, but the 9 also almost has that, but it's also almost the completion of the task and almost going forward. And also with the wands, I love this particular wands because it's showing the spell book, and the actual wands there. So to me, that denotes knowledge. So I really feel like you guys have learned the lessons and the knowledge that you need to. And so now you can move forward. You can take your strength and move forward, with what you really want to do, and kind of break free with that. That's kind of the energies and the feelings I'm kind of getting here, is it's time to break free of the chains and the things that have been kind of holding you down, and kind of get out of this stalemate energy a little bit and move forward. That's kind of the energies I'm getting everywhere here with the charms, and even with this. Let's go ahead and pull some romance cards as well, and see if we have any specific romantic energies that might be coming through for you for the month. Ooh. Let's go ahead and do the romance angels first. All right. Ooh, got a card right here. All right. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to fun to shine. Oh, I love that with this reading. That kind of goes along with kind of the breaking free as well. Now's the time to break free of the old habits, the old chains, the old things that were kind of holding you down. And it's time to break free and move forward. So I kind of see that going forward here too. All right, let's see if we have any other specific messages for your romantic life that might help you guys go along this month. Ooh, that's something here. All right, the Two of Swords. Once again, the Two of Swords energy. I find that intriguing. There might need to be a decision that needs to be made as far as romance goes. Maybe you have a couple of different suitors, or maybe there's something going on with your romantic life, and you need to decide whether you want to keep going with that, or you want to move on and go some other direction. That's interesting too, how the Two of Swords, this particular one is showing kind of something draped over the heart as well. And, normally it's the Three of Swords that, has the heart being pierced and all that. But in this case, I do feel, this is with your romantic energies as well. And so I think there might be a decision that you need to make as far as your romantic life goes. And that might have to do with breaking free of the chains. It's very possible that some of you guys watching this reading are in a very tightly controlled relationship of some sort. And that can be in a lot of different ways. That could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be lots of different ways. And you might need to decide whether or not to leave and get out of that relationship. I will say that I almost always recommend getting out of any kind of abusive relationship, or any kind of relationship where you have to struggle to assert yourself, or to be yourself, or let yourself be known. But ultimately, that decision is always up to you, and let that be known. But just know that this might be the month to get the strength and the courage to have that happen. So if you are in that kind of relationship, this might be a really good month to go ahead and make that final decision and go ahead and do that. It's not an easy one, okay? The Two of Swords is not an easy decision. And having that, it won't be an easy one, but showing the strength and having the strength. You do have the Chariot here, which might, show it's time to move on and leave. And so that's a specific message for some of you guys. And you'll know if that message is specifically for you, obviously, because you'll know if you're in that kind of relationship or if you're having to make that kind of decision. Okay, we do have another 7 energy, and this is a 7 of Cups. Like I said, the 7s are kind of a change energy. They're kind of the moving forward. The 7 of Cups is, a very emotional energy. And so I do think it might be a time for a change in your romantic life, or time for that to move forward and change. So I do feel like in the romance department, you guys might be feeling a lot of change, a lot of new decisions moving forward, breaking free of a stalemate, breaking free of things the way they are. I do feel like in romance especially, and honestly this reading I really feel like for most of you guys deals with your romantic relationship, believe it or not. I really feel like for most of you guys that is what your focus is going to be on a lot this month, is going to be your romantic relationships and dealing with those and moving forward with those and figuring out your place in those. Like I said, if you're not in the type of relationship where you feel like you need to break free or you need to get away from that relationship, then I think the playfulness has to do a lot of that. That maybe you guys have kind of been in a stagnant, stale kind of relationship, and the playfulness will help you rejuvenate that and move that forward and bring that forward. So I think that that's kind of the message going forward with that type of relationship. If it's not one that you need to get away from or to move away from, that just kind of breaking free of that stagnant, that stale, that being in place kind of, I get this whole energy of being stuck and being stagnant and being, not knowing how to move forward, or you're kind of just indecisive and all that. I kind of getting that energy for all of you guys in the relationship, and I do, or with your life in general. And I do feel like you can move forward and you can move on. Now's the time to kind of break free of that. But you might be in that kind of energy a lot during the month. That might be something that you feel quite a bit this month. But I do think that you have the strength to move forward, and you can break free out of that. Your charms were kind of showing that earlier, that you can do that. The Six of Wands kind of shows that celebratory energy that you can do that with. So you definitely can do that. All right, let's go ahead and get our oracle spheres. Basically how this works, if you've not seen them before, is we have 4 different stands to choose from, and basically you just pick a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to, and then you pick a stand. Number 1 blue, number 2 red, number 3 green, number 4 gold, and you can pick by color, number, or however worked out good for you, but whichever one you would like your answer to appear on, and we'll get our answers for your question. All right, so number 1 blue, the answer is not now. Number 2 red, it's very likely. Oh my goodness. Number 3 green is not likely. And number 4 gold. It's funny how sometimes they pop right out and sometimes they do not. Not always sure what causes that. Okay, number 4 gold is a not sure. That usually tells me either the question wasn't very clear, or that there's other things that need to play out before the answer can be given. So So some things need to change before the answer is no. All right, so number 1, blue is not now. Number 2, red is very likely. Number 3, green is not likely. And number 4, gold is not sure. All right, now let's get our angel numbers. Now basically we have 5 different stands for these. And if you'd like to choose one specific stand, you can. To be your specific number for the month, or a specific message for you. But also they could just be your lucky numbers for the month. They could be specific dates of the month that might mean something to you, or it might be other things. In our rune readings, our weekly rune readings, in the description of those are the numbers listed with keywords and key phrases for what each number has a meaning to. Or you can go out to the internet and look it up, or whatever, if you feel compelled to do so. If you want to find out the higher meanings of the numbers, or if the angels are trying to communicate with you directly through them, you can do that and get those specific meanings. But basically these are to be used however you feel best suited. Okay, so number 1, purple, is 55. That's interesting. It was the first number in the last reading. Number 2, bronze, is 32. Number 3, gold, is an 11. Wow, that's intriguing. Okay, number 4, gray, is a 52. And number 5, green, is a 44. Wow, okay. That's interesting how you have repeating numbers a lot in here. You have 55, 11, and 44. Those are all master numbers in numerology, so they have a higher level of meaning. And so what I get from this specifically is that, first of all, you have angels on your side and looking out for you a lot this month and all that. But also, these numbers have specific meanings in numerology, and they're a little bit more powerful than some other numbers. So I really suggest that if you feel compelled to look into these further, because especially if you've been seeing these kind of numbers, repeating numbers, then it's very possible that you have specific things that might mean something to you. Okay, so basically, like I said, I really feel like looking into those might be very important for you guys that pick this pile specifically this time. All right, guys, remember to give the video a thumbs up. I really hope you had a lot of messages that came through that were important for you guys. Please remember to share the channel with your friends and family. Leave us comments in the comment section, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings that might be of interest to you. We also have our weekly rune readings, in which we do the angel numbers and the oracle spheres in as well. So those might be of interest for you to check those out as well. All right, guys, we look forward to seeing you in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. Those of you that chose this wonderful pink rose pattern of things. We're going to go ahead and move our tarot cards out of the way, and we've got our romance cards that we're going to shuffle on camera here in a little bit. But we'll do our charms first. We also are going to do our oracle spheres, where you can be asking a yes or no type of question that you get an answer to, as well as our angel numbers that we're going to go ahead and do, that we usually do for our rune readings, but I want to go ahead and do them for this month as well. So let's see what our charms have to say first of all. All right, we got some letters here. Let's see if we can pull all those out. All right, we got BSR MD. Okay. Those can mean something specific to you. They could be initials. They could help you spell words that you would normally get. I get some health messages with that, with the MD. And the BSR reminds me a little bit of the acronyms that they use for some of the health conscious videos, you know, that have nice soothing sounds and other stuff to them. So you might be dealing with your health some this month, coming up in February, those kinds of things. So we'll see if there's any other messages that kind of go along with that. But also, you know, those might mean something specifically to you guys as well. All right, let's see what else we have. We do have a few tarot cards here. A few cards. We have the Nine of Spades and the Queen of Spades. And the Eight of Diamonds. Okay. That's interesting because the Knight of Swords often times has to do with us being very worried, things affecting our sleep, affecting our things. So when I was thinking about the MD, I was thinking of mental health, honestly. And so that card kind of reminds me of that as well. It kind of brings that to mind. So I think some of you guys might be dealing with your mental health this month some. Um, because you might have been feeling a little down or worried or had things on your mind a lot that's affecting your sleep. And that might be something you might deal with during the month. But what I see here with these other things, though, what's really great about this is that this is the month to address that, because I do think shinier, happier moments are on the way with that. And I'll tell you why. We've got uh, two unicorns here, okay, which have the rainbow spirit to them, and also uniqueness to them. And we also have the cloud, rainbow cloud, which, rainbows coming from the clouds. Rainbows denote to me happier, cheerier times, things getting better, the rainbows coming out after the rain, that kind of thing. And since we were thinking about your mental health, and thinking about possibly dealing with that this month, I do see that, you think of unicorns and rainbows together, and this one's even, got some rainbow colors in it. You just think of that rainbow, that getting things better after cloudiness or after some problems. I see that as being kind of a focus this month some. We also have uh, some interesting other messages that might go along with that. We do have some fiery, passionate energies going on here with the dragon and the salamander. Um, and so I do see that maybe uh, you guys might have some strong emotions coming up. Maybe some very strong, maybe some arguments even, possibly, but I just feel like just some very strong emotional things happening a lot during the month. Things that are gonna, just really fire you up. We do have the fearless and the faith. So I do think having faith that things are going to work out and that things are going to improve and get better is really important for you guys to be focusing on for the month. And also the fearless energy, which goes along with this fiery, passionate energy over here. Now is the time to get fearless and conquer those things that have been kind of weighing you down and kind of keeping you from moving forward. Now is definitely the time to grab onto that. This is definitely the month for that energy. We do have some other things here. We have the pearl and the perfume bottle. I think of feeling better about yourself, getting yourself, feeling a little bit more luxurious, getting the finer things in life, feeling a little bit better that way. I kind of see that as being something that might come through. We have two forevers here. We have a forever and a friends forever. And then we also have my family, my love. And so kind of all three of those kind of go together, where I feel like relying on people that you're really close to, those bonds are very strong bonds. And I do think you might even form new bonds this month that will serve you throughout your lifetime. So, but even with that, even with some older bonds or your family, your friends, your other people, I think strengthening those bonds this month, reaching out to those people, dealing with those people this month is very important for you guys, especially with this energy of dealing with your mental health and other things. We do have the Queen of Swords energy, which is somebody who's very objective. They're a little bit stern and strict, but they're also very honest and have a lot of perspective on things. So I think finding that person out there that can help you find perspective on your life, help deal with things from that point of view. I do feel like that person is out there for you and in your life already, and that you can lean on them this month. I do think that that's pretty important. Now we do have the 8 of Diamonds, and 8s are kind of a nice, I like the 8s, and no matter what the 8 is, because the 8 is kind of the infinity symbol. It's also a good business symbol. It's a good forever symbol. Like, we talked about this forever stuff. So, I think you're going to be dealing with some things that are very permanent, very long lasting this month, and dealing with that. Now, the Pentacles deals a lot with, it also could be our health. So we were talking about our health. But it also could be your business and finances and other things like that. But I really feel like health issues is something that you guys will be focusing on this month quite a bit, especially mental health, especially that. And with the 8 here, I do feel like that's a good energy. I do feel like that is one that, can definitely lift you up and pull you forward. So that is definitely something we can have going on there. Now let's go ahead and we'll get start doing our tarot cards here, and then we'll do our romance cards too and see. Okay, we do have baby. Babies can symbolize a lot of things. That could symbolize actually new birth, new growth, new beginnings, which I do feel like that is something that is, big time for you guys this month, is starting out on that new journey, that new thing. Also, it could deal with children in general, or also, dealing with youngsters or new life, or getting that renewed life kind of thing. So we'll kind of go on. I think there might be some more messages related to that in a minute, so let's just see what else we've got going on here. Okay, we also have the Wheel and the Emperor and the 3 of Wands and the 3 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, the King of Cups. Move these up just a little. We also have the 5 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the 7 of Wands. Okay, there's a lot of Wands energy going on here, which we did have the Salamander and the Dragon, which is that fiery energy that the Wands denotes. We do have the 5 and the 7, which can denote kind of that. It's interesting how you have the 3, 5, 7. They're all the kind of the odd numbers, which are usually a little bit more strife-oriented, a little bit more difficult energies, a little bit more of preparing for this or dealing with this. What is interesting with these, though, is what I'm seeing here. First of all, we have the 5 of Wands. And the 5s are almost always young people practicing fighting or learning how to fight. And kind of, learning to be strong and tough and deal with that. And then we have the 7, where they've graduated a little farther along and they're able to defend themselves if necessary and if needed. And I do feel like you guys might have that defensive posture going on right now. And I do think a lot of it is your worries and your fears, because we do have these Swords energies going on here as well. The 3 to me, though, is nice because one of the things that the Wands also denotes is our creativity and things that we're very passionate about and care a lot about. So instead of that strife, that fighting, that other energies that these can sometimes mean, it might mean you might actually get fired up about something creative for, to try to change things up again. You might, with that wonderful rainbow energy we had going on with the unicorns and the cloud, is you guys might be finally able to move into your creative pursuits or things that you care about. You can pull into your creativity and into your creative mode, because the 3 is a very creative number. And also she's kind of wishing upon a star here. She's got her puppy. She's, kind of relaxing. She's dreaming. And I think, you guys can dream of the future now. You can move forward and get out of some of the nightmarish energies that maybe you've been in. We do have the Three of Swords, which usually denotes some sort of heartache or loss or whatever. And so it's very possible that you guys have been dealing with some heartache and some loss recently, and that might be what has been dealing with your mental health. It might have been affecting your mental health because of that. But we also have the Six. Now, the Six is a little bit more stabilizing energy. It's a little bit more, even though it's a swords, which can still deal with our mental things and things that are going on mentally with us. Um, Being the Six, it's a little bit more stable. It's not, the Five or the Seven or the Nine. So by doing that, I think it helps break free. It's the double of the three, so it's kind of um, moving forward from that energy and kind of getting past that as well. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here with this. We do have the wheel, which this particular wheel always looks kind of desolate to me. The wheel always talks about moving from one season to another, one thing to the next, certain types of fortunes to the next type of fortune. And you can see that on here we have the winter and the spring and the fall and the summer energies going on here where the wheel could be, but this one's desolate. I think this kind of symbolizes how you've been feeling, that you've been feeling kind of alone, kind of desolate, like things in life haven't been going very well for you, abandoned even, because this wheel kind of looks abandoned. I kind of feel like that's kind of the energy that you guys have been feeling quite a bit. I feel like that's something that has been going on with you guys. But with the wheel, it's great because it turns, it flips the energy around. So with the wheel showing up, it shows that that energy can now change, that can now move forward. And that was kind of the rainbow energies we were talking about earlier, where the rainbow can come out after the cloud, after, all the rain and the other things that have been kind of down. Now is the time, for that to kind of maybe flip and move forward. It's interesting how we have the Emperor, we have the King of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Those are all wonderful energies. Like I said, with the Knight, that has to deal with the Wands, that has to deal with your fiery passions, your creativity, your, you know, all of those kinds of things, bringing your fire and your passion about again. And the Knight is the one that can do it, because the Knights are the ones that go forward and go out into battle and bring back the spoils of war and do all those things. The Knights of Wands are courageous and they're energetic and they're rebellious and free spirits. And I feel like that is the energy that you can be moving into now. With this Knight, you have that. And what's nice about the Emperor and the King of Cups is the Emperor's kind of, he brings stability and structure and protection and focus and discipline into your world and into your life. Um, and but he can also denote a little bit of recklessness as well, slightly. And I feel like it might be time to even be slightly reckless. But I also feel like just knowing that you can have the stability back in your life again, that the people are looking out for you, people are with you, and knowing that, I think is kind of that. And then also the King of Cups. The Cups is all about our emotions. It's all about how we feel. It's all about what we're our our emotional health and stability. And the King is very wise and gives a lot of balance back to our life. He's can be the advisor and that kind of thing. And you had the Queen of Spades earlier, where I felt like you had that person that could kind of help bring that advisory back to your life. So you do have people in your life that you can rely on and that you can talk to and get more stable with and get more insight into your life and help you out with a lot of these energies that you've had going on. You've got those kinds of people in your life. You have those kind of figures available to you, and I just kind of wanted to let you know that. Let's go ahead and get some romance messages as well, in case there's any specific romance energies that might be in store for you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and get our romance angel deck first. And well, obviously we don't need all of those. Let's see what energy we've got going on here. Children. Okay, that's interesting with the baby card. Your love life is being affected by children. Okay. I got this message a little bit earlier and I was hesitant to say it because I've had to say it in a few readings and I've been hesitant. But I do think that maybe some of this heartache and loss and other things that you've had to deal with had to do with children. It either had to do with you've been trying to have a baby and haven't been able to, or you've recently lost a child, or you've had a miscarriage, or other things like that might be going on. And that might be affecting your life a lot because that affects you very much emotionally. First of all, I want to say if that has been the case for any of you, my heart goes out to you greatly. I feel it. I'm connecting with you greatly on that level, and just know that I'm there with you, as well as our other watchers and people on the channel as well. Know that we're pulling for you and we're there for you. And what's nice about what the rest of the reading has been showing is it might, even though you've been affected by this energy and these other things that are happening and going on, and that will affect your relationship as well, that you can move forward from that, and that things might even work out better for you now. Now is maybe the month to maybe kind of move forward with those energies and kind of not get past it. I don't like that energy. I don't like talking about that energy because you don't just get past things. You don't just go forward and go on. But you do learn to be able to deal with them. You do learn to be able to go on with your life and carry on and find passion and energy in things and a new lease on life and a new way to go. And I do feel like that is kind of the beginning of that this month, and that's kind of the healing. Okay, let's see what other romance messages we might have. For those of you that was not for, there may be some other messages here. I feel like those might have been specifically for some of you guys. Okay, the One of Cups. I find that very intriguing. Once again, the One is a new beginning, a new start. So getting that new start emotionally is very important. You notice how we have gates here that are open. So now's the time to pull into, go forward with that energy. Pull in to get a new lease on your emotional happiness in whatever relationships you have. I think is really important right now. Okay, we also have the King of Cups again. So that's interesting how we have this energy twice. To me, the Kings, they are that authoritarian figure. They are kind of that, up again. But like I said, with the King of Cups, he's very wise and he's a good counselor. So I do feel like there might be somebody out there that you can, you notice how we have the wise owl here as well. Somebody who's very wise and has a lot of insight. Can be somebody that you might just meet this month, or somebody that you decide to confide in this month, or somebody that you decide to work with this month. But I do feel like that person, excuse me, it should be very important in your life. All right, let's get one more message here in case there's something else that might be useful to you guys. This could be for romance. It could be for something else. We had a whole bunch of cards pull forward, but this one came forward, so we're just going to go ahead and do this one. All right, this one is the Knight of Pentacles. Once again, it's another Knight energy. I really love the Knights, and I love how he is tossing into a wishing well type of pond, and then this is almost a wishing well type of energy as well. I find that intriguing because to me that kind of shows you've been through some stuff, you've gone through some things, but now it's time to make that wish. Now's the time to throw your coins into the wishing well. Now's the time to go out and wish upon a wishing star. Those type of energies are pulling forward here. And the Pentacles does deal with, like I said, your body, your health, and those things. And I do think now's the time to take investment into your health and into those finances. And the Knight is very cool with that as well, because he's practical, he's reliable, he's a hard worker, he's patient. So there's, be patient with yourself. Okay, I think that's the message I'm getting with that more than anything, is now this is the time to take stock in your mental health and move forward with your life and deal with that and be patient. Things will take some time. They're not going to happen all at once. You might get frustrated with yourself with all these Wands energies going on. You might get frustrated that you might be having trouble pulling out of some of this thoughts and depression and other things going on in your life. But just know that just taking that first step is all that's really needed. And then the next step will get slightly easier, and the next step will get slightly easier after that. And be patient with yourself and rely on the people in your life that you can depend on and that you can pull forward in that. Okay? Let's also go ahead and get our oracle spheres now. Let's go ahead and you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you want an answer to. And basically we have 4 different stands that you can choose from here. We have red, green, gold, and blue, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can pick whichever stand you would like your answer to appear on. Like I said, this is a yes or no type of question. It could have to do with the month of February. It could have to do with something that you've just been thinking about or wanting to know some information about. And so here we go. Number 1, red. Is a not now. Okay, that doesn't mean no forever. Okay, I just kind of wanted to point that out because sometimes you might, get discouraged. Oh wait, not now, because it might be something that you really, really wanted. Okay, number 2, green is a no. Number 3, gold is a very likely. And number 4 popped out on us here. Blue is another very likely. Okay, so there's our answers we have. Today we have 1 red, not now, 2 green, no, 3 gold, very likely, and 4 blue, very likely again. Now remember, these are just general readings, so if the answer didn't resonate with you, or, it may not be your specific answer, or maybe the universe isn't quite ready to answer your question yet or something. That sometimes happens, and I just wanted to clarify that for some of you guys. All right, the other thing we're going to do here is our angel numbers. And they're kind of our lucky numbers too. They could be your lucky numbers for the month. They could mean specific dates of the month that might be important to you. Or it could be the angels trying to speak to you specifically with specific numbers. You can pick a stand if you would like for your particular angel numbers to appear on. Or you can use all 5 as your lucky numbers for the month, or whatever messages. These are basically for you to use however works best for you guys, whatever feels right for you. You can go to our rune reading, any rune reading that we do once a week. In the description of those are each number is listed with a specific keyword or key phrase related to that number, which might help you interpret the number a little bit better. Or you can go out to the internet and look up specific numbers if you're trying to get specific meaning out of that, or trying to figure out if the angels are trying to tell you something specifically. You can go ahead and do that. All right, number 1 gold is a 33. Wow, lots of master numbers appearing in the readings today. I find that intriguing. Number 2 bronze was 10. Number 3 purple is 52. Number 4 green is 23. And number 5 gray is 46. Okay, so that's our numbers today. We have 33, 10, 52, 23, and 46. All right, guys, I hope you guys had some good messages come through for you today. Please give the video a thumbs up and share the channel with your friends and family. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and leave me comments in the comments section. Remember, those are all very important things for us. It helps the channel grow, and we very much appreciate it. Also, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings that may be of importance to you and you might get some good messages out of. We have our weekly rune readings that we do, that we include the angel numbers and oracle spheres in as well. And those might be of use to you to check those out. They come out every Monday. All right, guys, we look forward to seeing you in future readings, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.